against all the evil that hell can conjure. We will send unto them only you. Rip and tear until it is done.
Hello everyone, I am Veos, your host for today in the Beowulf class versus Beowulf class Warship battle. Now this will be a quick, pretty quick skirmish battle, nothing strategic or drawn out. It's basically just to test out the armor, the weapons, and as well as the escape pods and things of this nature. Alright, flipping coin for night side or day side. Heads, day side. Tails, night side. Heads, day side. Flipping coin for first Beowulf or second Beowulf, firing first. Heads, first Beowulf. Second Beowulf will be tails. Heads, first Beowulf. Round 1, fight. Launching torpedo. All systems go. Target acquired. Fire. Direct hit to main engineering. All engines lost. All engines lost. Ship is disabled. Ship is finally stabilized. Checking out damage. Damage report. Engines destroyed. Main engineering destroyed. Hull damage. Minimal. Return fire. Beowulf 2 returning fire. Torpedo active. Acquiring target. Fire. Damage report. Direct hit underneath of crew cabin. Crew survived. They're in their escape pod. Ship still has power and is automated. Reinitializing link with escape pod to automated Beowulf. Automated Beowulf now firing. Second round. Activating torpedo. Target acquired. Firing. Thermal acquired. Control regained. Damage report. More internal fuel tanks are damaged. Crew is still 100. Control 100. Power core 100. Beowulf 2, third round. Firing torpedo. Torpedo active. Acquiring target. Target acquired. Fire. Engaging thermal vision. Torpedo miss. Round 4. Beowulf 1. Firing torpedo. Target acquired. Activating torpedo. Torpedo activated. Fire. Engaging full speed. Direct hit. Ship destroyed. Crew safe. This battle goes to the Beowulf 1, but not by much. Okay, so from our simulated quick mock battle, I think there are a few things that can be improved on this design. Now, I'm not exactly sure where the torpedo hit in the back of the ship, but it blew something off which literally took off all of the engines. And I'm thinking it hit in this area right here, which correspondingly is pretty much all the engines. So it was basically a bowling ball against pins. Apparently the same goes for the crew area. A direct hit on top would result in the whole thing popping. There's not a whole lot we can do with that, unfortunately. The thing about the design is that it's meant to get hit right here, square center, as best as possible. If it gets hit on the top or the bottom, it's going to create damage internally. Now, not as much as it would without the armor. The armor still plays a critical role in keeping the internals safe, but it can wreak havoc, especially when you're talking about a very heavy torpedo such as this. There really isn't much you can do in the way of protecting yourself from something that powerful, other than intercepting the torpedo before it hits you. In a full-fledged mock battle, we would be using decoys to throw off the aim of the torpedoes, and we'd be using a type of torpedo intercept. Basically, what a torpedo intercept is, it's like a torpedo. It has control surfaces and engines and stuff of this nature, but instead of a type of heavy warhead on the front, it uses the inflatable shield. What happens then is that the inflatable shield is of course inflated, and it's put in front of the ship, like so. Now of course it's put in front of the ship a little ways away, but it's meant to intercept the torpedo. So when the torpedo is coming in for the kill, you're going to have a couple of these floating in front of the ship that it has to bust through before it can get to the ship. These are all countermeasures in order to intercept the torpedo before it actually hits the craft. So not only would the torpedo have to navigate a dozen decoys and figure out which one was the real ship, but if it did find the real ship, it would then have to navigate past these barriers in order to finally get to the ship. So another improvement I can see that I can do is actually on the escape pod. It didn't have any reaction control thrusters. So instead of using just these regular ant engines, I am actually going to make this a completely different fuel type and turn it into monopropellant. I'm also going to give it a small reaction wheel. Also, the Kerbals couldn't get out, so therefore the Communicatron is going to have to change its location. And I also noticed that the solar panels were getting damaged very easily, so I've got to find a way to tuck those in somewhere. So I think what I'm going to do is actually put everything on top. That way it exits out pretty cleanly out of the ship. And on top of that, if it lands, it'll still have the ability to generate power and have communications on the very top. So the re-entry force will probably destroy all these little engines, and then or the re-entry heat rather, and then when it finally lands, it can still have a lot of its systems still intact. No, that's not a half bad idea. That is not a half bad design right there. Then the sun will eventually hit all of these going up and over and up and over because of its angle. It'll catch it in one side or the other. Alright everyone, well that's all the time I have for today. Thank you so much for joining, and thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for being a part of this channel. I think the next video that I'm going to come out with, I'm going to work more on, probably work on some SSRT designs, or, and this is a big or, am I looking at making something like a space truck? We'll see. Alright everyone, see you later. Have a good one. Have a good weekend. I'm out of here. Bye-bye.
And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.